Tesla has released some pretty significant information today as far as new models for the Model X and the Model S. So we're going to talk about that in this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please like and subscribe. All right, so the news that has come out today is Tesla has introduced a new model. Well, somewhat of a new model for the Model X and the Model S. So what has Tesla done? Well, let's start out with the Model S. So what Tesla has actually done is introduce a standard model for the Model S and the Model X. Now, what does that mean? So for the Model 3 and the Model Y, Tesla had previously introduced a standard range, meaning a cheaper version. So basically the same vehicle, but with shorter range. And Tesla has now done the exact same for the Model S and the Model X. So now, as we look, there are three choices. Previously, you had the Model S and you had the Model S Plaid. Now we have the Model S standard range, and you'll see it's $10,000 cheaper than the previous entry-level Model S, which is now the Model S standard range, which is $78,490. The Model S dual motor all-wheel drive is $88,490, and the tri-motor all-wheel drive Model S Plaid is now $108,490. So let's look at what changes. So for the Model S Plaid, you get a top speed of 200 miles an hour with a 0 to 60 acceleration of 1.99 and an EPA range of 396 miles. On the Model S dual motor or all-wheel drive version, you get 405 miles of range, so a little bit more range than the Plaid. Less acceleration from 0 to 60 of 3.1 seconds and a reduced top speed. Now, looking at the Model S standard range, you get less range, so you go from 405 to 320 miles of range. With slightly slower acceleration, same top speed, but your acceleration is now 3.7 as opposed to 3.1. Now, in my mind, yes, you do sacrifice the range. However, you are saving $10,000, which is something to consider. Now, one of the reasons Tesla may be doing this is because of the price wars. They're trying to gain more and more market share, but also, the Model S and the Model X are due for a refresh, hopefully soon. So what I'm assuming Tesla's trying to do is just trying to sell as much of these vehicles as they can. I've heard rumors, I'm not sure if it's true, but there is a possibility that if you do get the standard Model S that now is $78,000, Tesla may provide an option in the future to maybe increase the range of the battery. I'm not sure how true that is. We've seen that on the Model 3 where if you pay, I don't know if it's $4,000 or $5,000, you do get like an acceleration boost. So it could be something along those lines. But anyways, just want to talk about that. So the Model S standard range now $10,000 cheaper, and that same exact option is available for the Model X. Tesla has done the exact same thing. However, there are some caveats. So for example, the Model X standard range is now $88,490. So again, $10,000 cheaper than the next model, which is the all-wheel drive that has 348 miles of range. Now this Model X standard range is only going to have 269 miles, which makes me wonder, is it worth it? I mean, the Model X is a great car, but with 269 miles, it's going to be difficult to go on a road trip because we know that when you go on a highway, the range doesn't always live up to what is projected. So I'll give you an example. I had a Model Y Performance, and when I would take trips to Orlando, it was about a 188-mile drive. Now, I would have my car fully charged, and that, when I would get there, it wouldn't only be 180 miles of range that would be used. I'd have, maybe 50 miles of range. So you do tend to use more of the battery life because you're not using the optimal distance that you would, or the optimal speed that, they estimate these ranges at. So, I mean, it's still a great bargain because, again, the car is $10,000 cheaper, but it is something to consider that you're now going to only have 269 miles, considering the fact that the $10,000 more expensive, the dual motor all-wheel drive the 98,490, has 348 miles of range. So you're almost 100 miles more. So it all depends. You have to do the math, see what makes sense to you. But if you're going to save $10,000, you're also going to not have as much range. So if you have range anxiety, that could be an issue for you. But it is interesting to note that Tesla has introduced this option. Again, Tesla is trying to get more market share. They're trying to make these cars more affordable. They claim that the cost of production has gone down, and they have made claims also that as prices go down, they'll pass that along to the consumer. So looking at the Model X standard range, 0 to 60 of 4.4 seconds, a top speed of 149 miles an hour, and a range estimated of 269 miles an hour. So it does look like your standard Model X, but again, 348 miles of range. And then the Model X Plaid, 108,490, and you have 333 miles of range. So the car that's going to get you the most range is going to be just the middle of the middle tier Model X of 98,490. Now Tesla also talks about how the price is 88,490, and then 98,490, and then the Plaid being 108,490. But what's interesting here is you see the Model X Plaid, that is actually the vehicle price. If you look at the Model X standard range, it shows you that the price is actually 98,490, but the actual vehicle price is 104,990. So the 98,390 that they're telling you is after potential savings. That's a bit odd. And then the same with the Model X standard range. It's showing you 88,490, but the vehicle price is 94,990. So let's see if you want to price out this car. So let's just price everything out as standard. Yet again, the white color is not extra on the Model X or Model S, but you do pay $1,000 more on the Model 3 and the Model Y. So now I'm intrigued by this price. See, standard range, 269 miles of range. You get the black interior. And to find out what the full price of the car would be is continue. So let's see. So this is interesting. Business purchases may be eligible for a tax credit through the Inflation Reduction Act. Let's see what that means exactly. So eligible business and tax exempt organizations can claim up to $7,500 for new Tesla vehicle purchases, including the Model X, Model 3, Model X, and Model Y. For business tax credits are non-refundable, so you can get more than credit you owe in taxes. Then it talks about the Section 179 deduction. So that is quite interesting because previously the $7,500 tax credits were limited to the Model 3 and the Model X. So this could be, an additional savings. But let's look at the Model X standard that we just talked about. And to make a purchase, you would go to the cash because that's going to give you the most accurate. So the price that they're quoting on the site really isn't the exact price of the vehicle, which is a bit strange to me. So the price actually is $94,990. It's not the $88,000. So they put that as what you're going to save on gas, but that's not what you truly pay. If you're going to pay cash for the car, you're going to pay $94,990. If you're going to lease it, your lease payments come out to about $1,302. Again, that does not include taxes, so that your payment's probably going to be closer to $1,400. And if you loan the car, if you finance it out, it's going to put $4,500 down. You're going to pay $1,530 a month. Again, that does not include sales tax. So your payments are probably going to be closer to $1,600. So again, interesting news coming out from Tesla on the Model S and the Model X. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment. Hope to make more videos for you guys in the future about not just Tesla, but just car news in general and car reviews. And make sure you check out my other videos. Appreciate you guys. Have an awesome day.